You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Did you attack either one?
Yes, I attacked either one.
And you threatened my mom.
Yes, I threatened your mom, yes.
Okay.
That's what I did.
All right. There she goes. This is self-defense of her trying to attack me and tell me.
Can I have my...
Why did you, Jenna, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I'm going to I didn't do anything bad. You lied. Why did you listen? I told you I'd leave you alone if you weren't interested. I'm going to myself. I'm going to myself. I'm going to kill myself. I don't have a family anymore now. Why?
So for the Diverters, I need you to pull up to the scene real quick. I'm pretty sure for the 40-second snippet, everybody was able to assess and gather what took place. You can just look at who's standing and who's on the ground. These are some of the things that I've talked about on this platform countless times. These are some of the things I've warned about countless times. There's been many other stories that I've showcased that have given the red flags, the signs, and the symptoms. But for whatever reason, whenever it deals with Diverters, you guys specifically ignore everything. Just to state, but oh, these black men over here and this black man, that and that, and all this other type of stuff, right? So then what inevitably happens sooner or later, given enough time, is an instance like this, where you will have a black woman in a position of where she needs some type of help. She is in some type of danger. And then inevitably what happens is that black men will look at, assess, and try to figure out how to come at the situation, because this is a multi-leveled situation. The reason why I say that this is a multi-level situation is because of this. She made this one simple tweet, and you can guess what it is because you can see it directly in front of you. It says, "Shut up, bullet bag." There is no other group of men on the face of this planet where this terminology is used in a type of way that is hate-filled, in a type of way where they want you to be deceased, no longer exist. No other group of men have to deal with a type of terminology where somebody will say it in such a way, with such disdain, with such loathing, and also smile. But this is what she decided to write directly online, knowing the fact of the type of relationship she is in, knowing the fact of the people that she is in proximity with. And this is why I've always stated that in times you will have people that specifically hate their own and will decide to match up with others who hate them as well, to become this great villainous union. But as with all unions, they are meant to separate and part ways. Even when you deal with people who are of the exact same level, people tend to cannibalize. People tend to fight. People tend to bicker, or far worse. And that is what you're clearly seeing at this moment in time. Somebody who decided to write something so hateful online got that type of hateful energy from the person that they love, adore, look up to, and worship as their God. And this is what normally happens when you worship the wrong God. You will be treated as a throwaway. You will be treated as some little toy that they no longer see fit to want to play with, because they have far outgrown you. You have far outgrown your purpose for that God. And now you see her crying directly on the ground, begging and pleading to her God of what she once worshipped and treated like a gold idol. And now that God looks down upon her as he has always done. So now we're going to look at the text messages, right? And I'm guessing his name is Ethan Wedgeworth. And one of the messages above it states, "However, I'm not bad person, or I'm not a bad person at all. It never was at all to you, our entire relationship, until the ... And she comes in and states, how can you say that when you beat the mess out of me multiple times? You know what? Rot in jail. Beneath that you have, dude, there's no reason to post that other to embarrass and hurt me, that ... He replied, no, it was really on accident, out of rage, not controlling my emotions like a child in stressful situations. I 100% did not at all try to hurt you purposefully anymore, swear to God. We have these images, and I want to state that this is something that I've tried to warn a lot of Black women about, that on the fringes or all over the internet, there are various websites and areas that these men go to that are in these interracial relationships, and they will write things like this over an argument, a simple spat, or whatever. In one instance, he said, I see you message my ex. Now I'm about to take people out. I got a lot of guns. The next part he said, and this is a vote, he said, if possible, should I take my ex out or have my ex taken out? Like I said, these are the types of individuals that are directly out there that a lot of the divesting faction will tell you are way better than Black men. Any man out here is way better than Black men, right? Their radar can seem to go off for every Black man because every Black man is the wrong type of guy and all this and other type of stuff. But magically that radar is broken when they happen to meet up with guys like this. And it's crazy. I've been covering stories like this for the longest times possible. And I've been showcasing instance after instance after instance after instance after instance of things like this taking place. Not only things like this, but women potentially being knocked out, women no longer existing, or the woman and the kids no longer existing. But again, I'm the bad guy. Other Black men out here are the bad guy, and there's nothing that a Black man can do or tell or show women out here that, hey, maybe you want to be very careful in your decision making. For the next part, he said this: that doesn't excuse my poor decision or action. There are a ton of ways worse / terrible people than me, Jada, Jamia. The corn and etc. was an accident, like when you tweeted not controlling emotions myself / angry when I thought you were trolling my member. Deleted almost instantly. All bad situations online all happen the same way. It was not with evil intent or a thought out process to hurt you at all. It was really immediately in the moment, terrible decision out of rage and not controlling my emotions or thinking logically. I'm in the wrong 1000% and truly, sincerely apologize. Now I wonder if this is a type of way to just have her just overlook the situation, because we already know how this normally goes. Because he is who he is, he has the complexion for the protection. She's going to look back at her God and be like, hey, you know what? It was a mistake. You haven't, really done anything like this in a while. And, we can just, get over this and live happily, ever after, and let bygones be bygones. Like I said, this stuff like this is amazing to me. This is 100% amazing to me, and I am completely astonished. And I don't want people to get confused, as if technically I don't care. This is just a voice that sounds disappointed, because I've been doing this for so many years, and I've had so many back and forths with women who are in interracial relationships, trying to tell me this, trying to tell me that. And I show these stories, and anytime these stories come up, they just overlook them. They have nothing to say. They never want to pull up to the scene. They never want to show up. Again, I'm a little bit confused, and I don't know what else to actually tell people. I don't. Last but not least, we have this. right? This is clearly her Twitter. And she said at the bottom, Black men are 5 times more likely to take the lives of us. I don't know why they're going so hard in my mentions right now. So, like I said, I don't know what else to tell people. This is why when you have instances like this happen, you will have a lot of black guys sit back and wait because they know that it's only a matter of time before they just so happen to see some tweets or a picture, and they're like, well, this isn't me. This isn't for me. I'm just gonna, stand back and stand down, right? Because far too often, and usually specifically in instances such as this, you will have women like this that will decide to state everything under the sun negative about black men every single time, no matter what chance that they get. And what seems to be missing, which seems to have no context for, is any of the stats dealing with DV or abuse or worse that deals with her specific preference. And that's the one thing that I always found to be very funny. Women like this could always list the most negative stats dealing with black men, or they can somehow do some mathematical Pythagorean theorem equations and they can find the answer that they are seeking. But when you ask them about the same numbers dealing with their preference, their brains are confused. The hamster just had a heart attack and now we got to call in for a replacement. Bad boy got to be airlifted in. Magically, they can't find the wherewithal, they can't find the willpower, they can't find the knowledge, they can't find the books, they can't find the government stats. They can't even listen to the women, quote unquote, that they want to be, who know these men better and more than they do when it deals with those stats. All the knowledge, everything is written directly on the wall. They decide to go against it. They decide to still go into the darkness and take their chances. Because the main thing that is always stated when it deals with black men is like, hey, you're dealing with black men. How could it get any worse? How can it be, or how can it get any worse? Right? Because we always have the stereotypes of black men don't want to be fathers, black men don't want to be boyfriends, black men don't want to be fiancés, black men don't want to be husbands, black men don't want to be providers, black men don't want to have jobs, black men don't want to protect, black men don't want to build, black men don't want to create, black men don't want to go to school, right? Black men just take. That's the main theory. That's the, main point of view that a lot of them take and have when it deals with black men and even young black boys. And it's even worse when you hear them talking about young black boys and how it is that they should no longer exist. It's crazy. It is quite insane. But as I've stated before, there's nothing that I as a black man can do here, because obviously she has enlisted a man of her preference of another community in order to protect her. She has enlisted the men of those communities to come and protect her by her own decision making. Obviously those men have failed her. So the only thing that I can ask for and try to put out there is that hopefully the sisters that she has in the Diverters community will come to her rescue, will come save her and do the right thing. But whenever I happen to put out these stories, those women magically don't exist. They don't seem to pull up when it's one of their own going through these troubles, going through these types of situations, which to me goes against the whole narrative of caring about the lives of black women, being a black woman yourself. But it is what it is. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.